Hi, my name is Sabrina Florentino, and I am the Alternative Livestock Systems Extension Educator at the University of Minnesota.
My name is Sam Schoenbauer, and I'm the local Ag Production Systems Extension Educator in Nicollet and Sibley counties.
Today we will be talking about beef cattle safe handling practices as a part of our livestock safe handling video series. First off, when working with beef cattle and other livestock, it is important to keep the health of the animals and yours in mind. Be sure to wash your hands and boots before and after working with cows. Wear clothing and footwear that is only worn around your cattle and wash these items regularly. If you are visiting another farm, wear different clothing and footwear than the ones you wear around your farm. When working with cattle, it is important to always be alert and aware of your surroundings. Cattle can be unpredictable. Never trust a cow, even if it is halter broken and normally gentle. Treat cattle with respect. Cattle have poor color recognition and poor depth perception. However, they have very sensitive hearing. Cattle are often skittish or bulky in unfamiliar surroundings. Therefore, it is important to make the first interaction with a cow as stress-free as possible. Use a calm voice in handling. Allow the cow time to get used to new people, places, or objects. When it is necessary to work with cattle up close, ensure they are properly restrained by a halter or in a working chute. Even when cattle are restrained, handlers should be cautious of headbutts and slinging. A head swing can make contact with a large amount of force. Mature cattle and even calves have a powerful kick. Never underestimate the speed, power, or accuracy of a kick from cattle. With this in mind, stand well back and out of range of a kick. Or, when walking behind cattle, talk to them and gently pat them so they know you are behind them. When it comes to moving cattle on foot, it is important to keep in mind their flight zone and points of balance. The flight zone is the area around the cow that when entered, the cow will move away from you. The size of the flight zone can range from around 5 to over 25 feet. Some cattle, particularly show cattle, will have no flight zone, meaning that they are comfortable with human interaction, and you will have to get very close to them in order to make them move. Cattle with a large flight zone, greater than 25 feet, will include animals handled on a very limited basis, and simply seeing a human will cause them to be alert and look for a place to get away. The cow's point of balance forms two lines, one line across the shoulders and one line down the backbone of the cow. Where you position yourself relative to these balance lines will determine the direction the cow will move. For example, if you stand behind the cow's shoulder and on her left side, the cow will move forward and to the right. To make the cow move, apply pressure by stepping closer to the cow. Once the cow starts moving, you can release pressure by maintaining a greater distance between you and the cow to prevent her from running. Often cattle need to be moved through working yards and restrained in a chute in order to administer medications or perform health checks. When working cattle, remember to keep cattle yards and working facilities clean and maintained. Remove sharp objects from the area. Avoid drastic changes in lighting or shadows, and ensure the area has solid footing with adequate traction wherever they are being handled. Be sure to adjust the chute to the appropriate size for the cattle being handled. Cattle want to return to where they came from. They were safe where they came from and want to go back. Set up your facilities so that they essentially circle back to where they were initially. Cattle want clear, calm directions. Allow cattle to familiarize themselves with the facilities first before working them through the chute. When moving gates and elements of the working facilities, avoid excessive noise to minimize the stress of the cattle. Always work cattle in groups. Leave plenty of room between cattle and people when working animals. Limit the use of electric prods, or don't use them at all. Prevent cattle from backing up or turning around in the lanes. Always have an escape route when working cattle in lanes and chutes. Don't put your arms or legs through the sides or walls of the lanes or chute. Never get in the lane with cattle. Never lean over or stand within reaching distance of an animal's head when they're in a chute. Even when restrained, they have a long reach and can easily hit you with their swinging head. Be careful that they don't pinch your arms in between their head and the head gate. Cattle handling facilities can be evaluated using the Beef Quality Assurance Assessment tools at bqa.org. Let's review the key points of safely handling beef cattle. Practice effective biosecurity. Treat cattle with respect and calm, quiet movements. Cattle are large animals. Always be aware of swinging heads and kicks. Keep in mind the cow's flight zone when applying pressure for movement. Cattle are herd animals. They will become stressed when separated from the herd. Keep working facilities maintained and in good repair. Be aware of all moving parts of the facilities and the chute. And always have an escape route when working with cattle. Remember, successful cattle handling is a combination of mindset, practice, and proper facilities. When just one of these things is lacking, the risk of injury to the cattle and the handler increases. We hope this video helps beef producers safely work with their cattle. Be sure to watch the rest of the videos in our livestock safe handling video series.